It's so amazing to have two amazing, strong, independent and empowering women to join me on the stage this weekend.
My name is Cassie. I am the founder of Girls Day Out Forward Drive Edition.
Hi everyone, my name is Lucinda and I'm the founder of a mental health organisation called Saving True Blues.
Hi guys, I'm Bree. I have a YouTube channel called Driven Garage.
Come join us for this episode. We are at the National 4x4 and Outdoor Expo, and today is day one. Let's see what's installed.
Smile.
So day two, we are down here at the National 4x4 show. We've come upstairs to check out what's here, so let's show you what there is. All right, guys, it's day three of the National 4x4 show, and these gates are about to open. Let me show you what you've missed out on this weekend. Gates are finally open. Look at these amazing crowds. Let's go see what's on at the show today. So it is so amazing to see the amount of support that not only Girls Day Out's getting throughout the show this weekend, but also women of the industry as well. One of our major supporters that we have is the 4-wheel drive show. They have been supporting us now for 5 years, and it's amazing to see the amount of women that are growing and coming through these gates every day. Not only is there some amazing rigs here, but there is also an amazing, incredible initiative here at the Harris Payne Initiative. This is such an awesome category, so tell me, which one's your favorite? And we can't forget Darchi as well, with great products, great accessories, and we can't forget my favorite chair. I want to give a huge shout out to Carbon Off-Road. These guys have helped join us and create such an initiative that is really important for these shows. Our new education stage, so you guys can get the most out of all of our shows. We've got levels for all your GVM needs and upgrades. And we can't forget AFN, the amazing bull bar that we've just put on Archie, with a rig rundown coming soon. And we can't forget Survival First Aid Kits either. Some of the greatest first aid kits, plus they're helping us bring education at all of these shows for you guys. You've also got EcoX Gear, another huge supporter of Girls Day Out and women in the industry as well. They've got great speakers, great lights, and great accessories. If you ever wondered what tyres we're running on the patrol, it is the Toyo MTs. One of the best tyres we've ever had and great supporters of women in the industry. And one of our biggest supporters for multiple years, Oricom. Great for all your communication and accessories. We want to talk about empowering. Something that has been super inspiring and empowering this weekend is watching Bree build this thing from the ground up. She's done such an amazing job to get amongst it and help out and do an amazing job with this build. So make sure you guys check it out. So we're going to head around and ask some of the inspirational women that are here this weekend and ask them what their tips are for beginners getting into it. I'm down here with Kylie. She is the Business Development Manager for Alucab. So Kylie, what is your one tip for beginners getting into four-wheel driving?
Just don't be scared. Use your voice and ask questions, and if you don't know, just find out.
Yep.
Like, honestly, everyone's really supportive in the industry, and there's a lot of roles for women, and we can do anything.
Yep. Okay, so I'm down here at Levels with Mike. Now, as much as he's not a girl, he is a big inspiration for us in the industry, and he supports us, and he has since day dot. So what is your number one tip for women joining the industry?
Mate, don't hold back. Just get in there, get it done. The industry's starting to open up to more women helping, and they've been an asset. So
Thank you very much for that. Make sure you guys check out their socials and see what they've got going on. Okay, we're down here with Charlie from Dachi. What is your number one tip for beginners getting into four-wheel driving?
Buy a Toyota Hilux.
Don't listen to him. It's a bad idea.
And Dachi. And buy Dachi.
That I'll agree with. Dachi, I'll agree with.
Yeah.
Thanks, Charlie.
No drama.
So I'm down here with Sam Young. So what is your number one tip for beginners getting into four-wheel driving?
I think you probably, if you've asked other people, you probably get this response a lot. It's probably always go with someone and try and make sure that person knows more than you. Even though I don't care who you are, there's probably always someone that knows more than you. Good for two reasons. There's always a learning opportunity, and for safety, man, because you never know. You could have the most set up car in the world and the wheel could fall off, and if you're by yourself and you don't have tools, you're up the creek without a paddle. So I think safety in numbers, and then just make sure the beer fridge is full.
Yep.
That's probably
that's
all you can do.
must-have, yeah.
Correct. It's an absolute essential.
Because if everything goes wrong, you've got beer. So
Exactly
it's fine.
right. So nothing else really matters.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Thanks for that, mate.
My pleasure.
All right, I'm down here with Oricom. This is Mr. Dave. Okay, what is your number one tip for beginners getting into four-wheel drive?
Don't get bogged.
We'll try not to, at least.
Go out there, have fun. That's the whole point of going full driving. Go out there and get bogged. That's the whole point. You've got to learn to get out.
That's it, because you learn. It's a new skill.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I've done it many of times.
We just don't like to admit it.
No.
Thanks for that.
No worries, old guys.
I'm down here with Rick. So what is your number one tip for beginners getting into four-wheel driving?
I would say join a four-wheel drive club, make some new friends, do some training, go on some trips, and your life will be transformed.
Thanks for that. Now, these guys have an amazing range, and they're great for people that are trying to get off the ground or the experience trying to modify their vehicle. Hey guys, how are we going? Awesome.
Yeah, been better.
No one asked you, okay? Okay, well, we're going to get started. I'm going to introduce myself, and then we're going to talk about a few tips, tricks, things in between, and then we're going to throw it out to you guys, and you guys can ask us questions and any tips you guys have yourself. So I'm going to start off. My name is Cassie. I am the founder of Girls Day Out 4-Wheel Drive Edition. I created a company where we go around Australia teaching women how to four-wheel drive, camp, adventure, basically anything to be able to get knowledge and gain confidence.
Hi everyone, my name is Lucinda and I'm the founder of a mental health organisation called Saving True Blues. Long story short with that one, it is all for you guys. It's all catered towards campers, fishers, forward drivers, and we go out bush and we raise awareness of mental health. There's nothing like watching a bit of bush telly to sort of get the clocks ticking there. So that's where I sort of fit into all of this.
Hi guys, I'm Bree. I have a YouTube channel called Driven Garage. Essentially, I just film content of me attempting to build cars, going out and using them. Essentially, the idea behind it is if I can do it, you guys can do it too, because I kind of have no idea what I'm doing half the time and winging it. So essentially, just the motto is to just have a go and you'll figure it out as you do.
Okay, so I'm going to throw a question to you to start off with, Bree. What got you into four-wheel drive and got you into this space?
I grew up with my dad sort of just like camping, whatnot. He always had like GQ patrols, so that's probably why I own a patrol. It's what I grew up around. But essentially, yeah, I just grew up kind of camping, and when I got old enough to get my license, I kind of hung out with a few people that got into like hard four driving and stuff like that, and kind of fell in love with it. And got to the point where I was like, I don't want to have to rely on like having a boyfriend or like my dad or someone to take me out and do this thing that I enjoyed. So, I just saved up and sort of brought my own four-wheel drive, had no idea anything about cars, like literally nothing, probably never spun a spanner in my life, but just knew I loved four-wheel driving. So I went out and brought one and figured it out as I went.
Yeah, my love for four-wheel driving started from a very, very young age. I'm from Sydney, so we have a beautiful property around 2,000 acres out there, and from, like a little girl, little now, but from a little girl, I grew up out in the bush. I wasn't raised with an iPad in front of my face. I was, four driving and riding bikes and catching fish and all the fun stuff. Definitely my dad's son. So being able to bond with dad over something, like cars was just awesome. When I was 16, 17, I left school, had a bit of coin saved up from working and bought my first four-wheel drive, which was the old D22. Places I took that I would never with my car that I have now, but I learnt so much. And like I said, just being able to bond with my dad was just something else. So that's how I sort of got all into it.
So very similar. I was definitely my dad's son. I think for me, once I grew up with my parents wanting to do it, I got to see the love for it as well, and got to see that I could have an escape and something for myself as well. And then obviously growing into it, I'm a very, very stubborn individual. So the moment someone turns around and says, oh, you can't do that, you can't own that, I'm like, okay, watch me. It's just that little bit of a fuel to the fire. So for me, that's only grown. And that's where I think for me, Girls Day Out originally started, was because people kept telling me, well, you can't do that. And I've gone, but why not? And I have this argument with my brother-in-law quite regularly, actually, because he turns around, we'll talk four drives and modifications, and he'll go, why are you doing that? I'm like, but why not? He's like, that's not an answer. I'm like, it is, but why not? Tell me why I shouldn't do it. So it's definitely been a big fuel to what I do now. So what's your tips for a beginner getting into the space?
I'll start with this one. So my biggest tip, and I'm pretty sure we can all agree, is just to give it a crack. Just have a go. Ask the silly questions, because the chances are 40 people are thinking the exact same thing, and everyone starts somewhere. All three of us on this stage right now come from completely different areas of Australia, completely different backgrounds, all different ages, but we all had this fire and love for forward driving, camping, and everything that this show is about. We all started somewhere, we asked the silly questions, and sort of look where I suppose it has got us now. So just having a crack, and don't be afraid to go and meet new people along the way. When you're out on a track, I think we can all agree that the people you meet out there, you most likely will never anywhere else in life. So asking those silly questions and just having a go, making the mistakes and learning from them is how I sort of learn everything that I know now.
Yeah, mine's just similar to Lucy. At the end of the day, like I said, when I brought my GU Patrol, which is still my main four drive, it was my first one. I literally had no idea. I just knew that I enjoyed it, and I kind of just didn't let the fear of judgment or others' opinions stop me from like going out and making that like initial purchase, I guess. So it's just essentially just say yes, like whether it scares you or whatever it is, just say yes, and if it makes you happy, just do it, and you'll figure it out along the way. If opportunities arise where you've got a friend that's mechanically minded or anything like that, just like Lou said, ask the questions and just give it a go. Don't be afraid.
Yeah, I agree. Always give it a go. If you keep saying no or keep saying, oh, I'm going to think about it next week, you're just going to delay it and you're never going to get there. You're just going to keep putting yourself off. Give it a go. Say yes, even if it's something simple as just doing a day trip with a friend, not even driving or camping, just going out by the day and seeing what the atmosphere is like. It might be your group of people to go, okay, yeah, I'm going to give it a go next time. So my other tip on top of that would be do your research. So not only just car parts, but locations, safety tips, etc. Just do your research with where you're going and what you may need to get there as well. So we know you own a GU. But what other cars do you have or projects do you have going on at the moment?
Well, the GU is always a continuous project, but yes, I got the GU Patrol. I have a N80 Hilux, which is sort of like the tourer, and currently this weekend over on the stand where I'm building a 80 Series Land Cruiser for my partner. So that's a project, and the other one sitting and hiding in the shed is a GQ Patrol that I plan to some point get on the road. It's been sitting on jack stands with no diff or interior for the last 2 years, so it's a dust collector, but maybe one day.
Yeah, so I have my absolute dream car. It's every single cent that I have to my name. It's a 79. So like I said, I had an old D22 to first start off. Places I took that I would never with this car. I sort of had my fun rock crawling and whatnot. So yeah, my 79 is everything. I love it. So yeah, everything I want.
So I have a GU Patrol. It is my baby, but it is also 4 life choices all at once. It spends more time in the garage or in the driveway than it does anywhere else. But she's still my baby. We still keep fixing her. We're still trying to tape her out. But yes, she is always a work in progress and a headache. Now, modification side, what would be your number one modification for a beginner?
For a beginner, different answer to what I said yesterday. I'm going to steal one of yours. Definitely a bit of bar work. Like I said, my old D22, the places I took that, silly, and would not be probably standing on 2 legs if it didn't have a bit of bar work. Just a bit of protection. That would be my biggest thing, just to have a bit of confidence as well behind you. So bar work all the way. Bree?
Sort of similar. I said this yesterday, but essentially it depends on what you're doing with your 4-wheel drive. If you are going out bush, remote places, some harder tracks, some places where you might get in a little bit of trouble, mine would be a winch, just because if you are solo traveling or even with you with some mates and they get stuck, you just always need to be able to recover yourself. You don't want to find yourself stranded, and a winch can come in handy in a lot of places.
So with my answer yesterday, I did bar work. So it's a bit of both. With most places, you can at least get to some extent just with bar work or winches because you can get yourself out. But on top of that, which is not really a modification, it's more something to bring along, but recovery kit as well, because you can get yourself out of any situation if you have the correct bar work and correct recovery kits. So I'm going to throw it out to you guys. Does anyone have any questions, things that we might not have covered or that you just want to ask us? We have goodies. Yeah? Oh, favourite beginner tracks?
So I'll start. I'm from Sydney. So about 2 hours from Sydney City is a place called Lithgow. And, oh, there you go. Well, Zigzag, power lines, yeah, all of that. If not, Mudgee, Central West 4 Drive Park. I love that 4 Drive Park, my favourite in Sydney. They have over 70 tracks there. I think they're on like 2,000 acres, something crazy. There's, rude stuff, easy stuff, and beautiful creek. So, Lithgow is great. I was out there a few weeks ago. But Central West, definitely check it out. Yeah, that place is awesome. That from a Sydney answer anyway. What about you girls?
You go, Brie.
Beginner tracks. So I normally recommend 4 drive parks just because, like, if you go out Glasshouse or into Wadigans, New South Wales, like, half the time you don't know what those tracks turn into or when they were driven last and things like that. So, like, if you are quite new to it and you're on your own or you maybe, like, don't have capable cars around, you're just going for, like, a little bit of a wheel, it's a bit of a risk. How I learned to 4 drive was, like, Land Cruiser Park used to be a massive thing back here in Queensland. Like, I was at 4 drive parks all the time and they're normally mapped out pretty well. There's normally a lot of people around and, like, they have coloured tracks, they're all marked and graded and stuff like that. So I find 4 drive parks the best place to sort of start out if you're going to get into some technical 4 driving.
So for me, I agree with Bree starting off at a 4 drive park because one, they take care of these parks, they pay for them and keep them safe for us. The other side with that too is a lot of the park owners, if you are a beginner, they'll take you for a drive. So they will guide you to where you should go and where you shouldn't go. But out of the parks, my probably pick for a beginner would be Genoan. So if you're local, there's Genoan Park, which is heading towards Warwick Way. That is a really good beginner park because you've got your playpen and that there, and it is a good hoot and it gets very muddy and very fun. So that's my go-to. Anyone else have any other questions? We do have goodies too, so yeah, go for it.
My favourite build? I don't know, I love my Duke. You know what was a fun build that I did? I don't know if any of you have watched it, but we did a budget build series a few years ago where we had like $5,000 to build ship boxes essentially. And we got like a little Nissan Terreno and it has like a TD27 in it, which is essentially like a 4-cylinder version of my TD42 engine. It's the biggest bucket of crap, but like we had so much fun building it just for the fact that it didn't have to be fancy. It didn't have to have the latest and greatest things. Like we just had fun with it. We had like the necessities on it, but like that was a fun little build to do, like a little project. Yeah.
So one of my favorite builds, because I've never really televised or told people my previous misfortunes, and I am a Nissan girl through and through, so I very rarely admit this one, but my favorite build of all time would have to be my Toyota Surf. It was a hoot of a thing. I built that thing to be the absolute weapon. I think at the time she would have been, I've seen it around still, she would have been sitting on like 6-7 inches. She was insane. She was a monster truck.
I never knew you had that.
No, I don't. I don't televise my misfortunes at all. Great car. Never got stuck in the thing. Nothing worked in it though. It was great outside, just don't look inside. So it was a fun car. I think the cheap cars that you get there, they're probably the funnest. Like now that I look on with my patrol, I've spent so much money and time and effort into her where if I break her, it's not that I can't fix her. It's just like it's another thing sometimes where the cheap cars, you're like, oh, well.
No, honestly, like the most fun you can have is in like budget cars. Like that's the biggest advice. You want to have a fun time, don't spend all your money, just spend the least amount and go use it.
Yeah. Like my Surf, I think I picked that up for like $1,500. I sold it for a carton of beer. So like, it was a fun car. I didn't care if something broke on it. I didn't just parked it up in the driveway. Did not care. And it was an absolute hoot. Where now if I take the patrol out, even like we were talking about beer o'clock hill yesterday, and I've got rules before I hit beer o'clock, and I've done my sill on the patrol before. So I have to have sliders before I hit beer o'clock. And even then I'm like, well, what happens if I break it? Then I've got to fix it. Surf, I didn't care. It was rusty, it was paint faded, it had dents everywhere. I didn't care. It was good fun.
I have some questions for you, ladies. These two are some of the busiest women that I know, so I want to know what you girls have coming up in the near future.
Well, I've been saying all weekend I'm just trying to survive this weekend. Like I said, we're building the 80 live, so today's the final day to get it done. So hopefully it's finished by this afternoon. But yeah, coming up, we don't have any like massive trips. Like, I've got to get this 80 on the road. It'll probably be another month or two until it's actually on the road. It needs a bit of engine work and stuff like that. My GU needs to be finished off and potentially start this GQ I've been talking about. But once these cars are up and running properly, I just want to go out and start using them. We'll just do a lot of local trips to Wadigans and start wheeling. I haven't wheeled in ages, so I feel like I need to learn how to four-wheel drive again. Like, it's been so long. But the only big trip we're thinking about doing this year is Cape York. My partner hasn't done it, so we want to try and get up there.
For myself, I've got all of our events. We've stepped it up to a new level this year. We're now doing social days. So we're trying to do icebreaker trips for ladies. So we've got Morton Island at the end of the year, which I am keen as a bean for. So we've got all of them. We've also just launched our podcast, which I've busted poor Nadine on earlier. I told her we're doing a podcast this weekend. I did not tell her we're doing it live. Poor thing. But I've just launched the Her Wild Drive podcast so we can talk about all the good, bad and ugly and everything in between of the industry and automotive, so not just four-wheel drive industry. And we are slowly in the process, when we get through all the red tape, of starting an education program in school for grade 10, 11 and 12 to teach basic mechanicals and automotive skills in school. So that way, when they're getting their license, they're equipped with how to change a tyre, what their engine bays look like, really basic stuff. But as Education Queensland likes to make things hard, it tends to take time.
Yes, I'm always doing something. Yeah, like I said, I'm from Sydney, so I'll be going back home on Monday, getting stuck into planning some camps. Like I said, Mudgee, that park is awesome, so I'll be doing a lot of camps out there this year, reaching out to Queensland and Vic as well, just travelling and pretty much following Brie around anywhere that I can. But in saying that, yeah, I'm going to put it out to you guys. I'm going to come around with the mic and some stuff. Like I said, I'm from Sydney. I'm not too familiar with this area. So I'm going to walk around. If you guys can tell me some of your favourite spots up here, that'd be great. Yeah. Favourite spot, mate?
I'm from Townsville, so just any track around town or even an hour or two away.
I like four-wheel driving, but honestly, just a good beach mission. Love a good beach. Yeah.
Oh.
Well, we're doing the same thing. I'm a mum. I have two rambunctious boys, and yes, they may be, well, the eldest is all of 6 or 7. However, we have a rule in the household. We're going to buy him his first car. Is there any kids around? No. It's going to be an absolute shitbox. It's going to be rusty. It's going to be broken down. He's going to help us rebuild. He's going to do chores around the house to pay for parts. He's got to do everything to get it on the road. If he has his license and he doesn't have a car, then he's got to walk to school. that's how it's going to be, because that way when he has his license, as parents we can go, you know what you're doing, I'm not worried about you. So, and I think it's a skill that everyone needs to learn, even if you're not a car person. I think even just learning how to change a tyre or do a puncture repair just to get yourself to safety. Has anyone else got questions? Or are we just going to start throwing things at people? Because I've got things here I can throw at people. Oh, I hate to... What's your favourite colour? I've got a few colours here. Oh, okay, well, yellow? I have sunflowers. Sorry.
Oh, you're like taking it out.
I should have warned you. My throwing is absolutely terrible. That's better. You don't know me at all. Sorry. Yeah, exactly. I need the power. Right, does anyone else have any questions? I don't know how I still have my license, to be completely frank. I own a twin turbo V8 Audi. You are at it. I have humbled some men in that car. She is fun. I don't know how I don't get in trouble, honestly. She has like the mafia style tint. I think I do too, but that's because I keep taking my husband's points too. But ultimate car. My ultimate car, which is an oddball one, is, and if money was not an object, I've got two. One would be a Lamborghini Urus, and the other one, which is a really strange one, and he will giggle at this, is the DeLorean. I have a soft spot for the DeLorean. Don't ask me why, but I do. What about yourself?
I don't know. Like, I'm pretty content with the cars I have, but like if I had like a dream car, I don't know why, but I've always had this weird fascination with like Tacomas. I think it's just because we can't get them here in Oz, but I just feel like it's the bigger, better American version of the Hilux. So
That's like the new 4Runners as well. You can only get them overseas, and they actually look pretty tough.
yeah, I don't know. I'd be pretty stoked about a Tacoma, to be honest.
Yeah. What would be your favourite car or dream car if money was not an object?
Honestly, what I have now is, it's all I've ever wanted. I think I definitely do. You'll never be happy, right? I'd love a 60, I'd love an old LN just to play around with, but yeah, what I have now is my dream car, yeah.
All right, so before we do wrap it up, Bree's got a live build going, so whereabouts are you so they can come watch it? And what's left on it?
Yeah. We're on stand EK03, so like there's a car park just behind us. We're just underneath that. What's left on it? Hopefully nothing by the time I get back over there because the boys are working on it right now. No, we just bolted the bull bar on this morning, winch and stuff like that. When I left, they were lifting the brush bar and sliders on. Hopefully the only thing really left to do, I've got to wire in some JRP gauges and just put all the trim back in the interior. And I'm thinking that's it. And think there is, if you walk over there, you'll like, that's not it because there's a front diff sitting on the ground, but just know we're not putting that back in because it's missing teeth. So we decided to leave that out for the weekend, and we're doing a SEMA build. If you know what SEMA is, you go over there, it's big trucks and they have like no tail shafts in the front drive shafts or front diffs because
Bluetooth.
They're Bluetooth, yeah. We're doing a SEMA build this weekend.
Woo-hoo.
It's Bluetooth.
What about yourself, Lucinda? So you're over with Bree, so what can they come and talk to you about?
Yeah, if you guys have any questions about saving True Blues or wanting to, I suppose get into everything, I'm definitely still new myself. You learn something new every day, you put yourself out there, so happy to go and have a chat with you. Anything related towards forward driving, camping, saving True Blues, I'll be over with Bree. See you over there.
So, have a good day, guys, and if you do have any questions, make sure you guys come over and ask. See you guys.
Thanks, guys. Have a good day.
So I have to say a big thanks to everyone that's come down this weekend and seen us on stage, and another huge thanks to these inspirational women that have joined me on this stage. It is amazing to see not only the people that are coming out to us, but also seeing that together we are now creating an environment that is so supportive to each other.
This was pretty amazing experience, to be honest. Last year, I was in the audience watching these two girls, and to be able to sit side by side with them and yap was absolutely awesome. A massive thank you to the show, and a massive thank you for these two for having the confidence in me and believing in me and teaching me the ways. It was absolutely amazing. Very full circle, and I'll never, ever forget this experience.
Yeah, no, thanks to Cass for organising all this, honestly. It's been great to be a part of. Both these girls, honestly, like every time they get up on stage, start talking about themselves. Like I'm so proud of them. Like Luce with their little STB, like camps and stuff, doing so much for community. But like what you're doing, Cass, as well, like with the schools, even like your podcast, just like opening up doors for many, many more people to like walk into this industry and have a safe space. That's great.
So that's a wrap for the National 4x4 show down here in Brisbane. I can't wait to see you guys on the next one. I'm going to go have a nap. Enjoy the episode.